Hello, and thanks for joining me for another review. Today we have the Oumax S6 Edge smartwatch. I received this review unit from Oumax, and it's available on Amazon for $39.95. I'll leave a link in the description below. On the right side you'll have a non-functioning phone dial that houses the camera. On the left you'll have a micro USB port, a home button, and on-off power switch. Inside the watch you'll have a slot for a SIM card for AT&T or T-Mobile or pretty much any other GSM service. On the right hand side you'll have a micro SD card up to 32 gigabytes. You'll have the haptic vibrating motor, the microphone. This watch is compatible with iPhone and Android. It has Bluetooth hands-free. You can use Find My Phone or Find My Watch. Has call function that you can hook up through iPhone, and it also has a music remote control that'll work with either iPhone or Android. You can do SMS messages if you have a SIM card with service. It has a camera, push notifications, step tracking. You can watch MP4 videos on it. It also has a silent alarm, and it also has a movement detector. So if you can set it from anywhere from 5 to an hour, and it'll let you know to get up and move around. The one thing that I've noticed on these watches that they take forever to boot up. And with this one I was very impressed. This is the boot time. Under 6-second boot time. I was very impressed with this, and I think that they've improved a lot over the past watches. Like I said, this does have Bluetooth, so you're able to hook it to your Android or your iPhone. The applications that are inside of it unfortunately will only work if you have a SIM card that's installed on this with active service. If you go into the settings, you'll have your profiles, and you can do for if you're in a meeting or if you just want total silence or outdoor. The silent one, it won't make any sound or vibration. The meeting, it'll just make a vibration. Let's go back to phone settings. You'll have the time and date, languages, preferred input method, for doing your texting and stuff like that, or adding a contact. Display, motion. The motion sensors for as far as like if you're jogging or something like that, then you'll be able to set that to your own preferences. Unfortunately, this doesn't have a motion sensor once it's on your wrist. If you want to sort of twist your wrist to see what the time is, it doesn't have that. So this doesn't pertain to that at all. You have your security settings, call settings, and you can also restore this back to factory. On this side you have your menu, and like I said, you have the Bluetooth area, and right now I have this hooked up to my iPhone. I'm able to make phone calls from the watch, receive phone calls, and also to play music back and forth between the iPhone. And that's pretty much all you can do with the iPhone. This watch really opens up if you have an Android phone. And you have your missed calls, received calls, and on this one you have your sedentary reminder. Like I said, you can set that for 30 minutes. You can set it for pretty much anything you want because it's an open spot there. You could set it for 5 minutes if you wanted, but I'll just leave it at 30. You also have your calendar. There's your phone pad for making phone calls once it's hooked up to your telephone, or if you have an active SIM card installed. Let's see, there's your calculator. This watch is very responsive, so it may take you a little bit getting used to, because you'll flip through stuff really fast, and it's really fast, so you'll flip through 2 or 3 pages before you know it. You have your audio player. All this is based on having a micro SD card installed, so your camera SD card is connected to it. Nothing will work that is dependent on memory. So music and stuff like that, you'll have to load all that. What you do is you put the micro SD card in first, and it'll format it to what it needs. It'll put its own folders on there for music and stuff like that. But then after that, you can take it out and put your music in those folders or pictures, and then it'll show up on here. See, please insert memory card. You get that a lot until you actually put one in. And this is your photos, and then you got your music. Here's the camera. Like I said, the camera's in an awkward position. I find that it's not really that useful, but you know, you maybe for you may be perfect, but for me it just wasn't that useful. But the camera quality is pretty good. Got your phone book. Once it's connected to your phone, it'll transfer all your contacts over to your phone. Okay, on this screen you have a Bluetooth connected phone button, so if you'd like to take a picture from your phone, then you can touch that and it'll snap a picture on your Android phone. Doesn't work on iOS. Down here at the bottom you have once you have it hooked up to your phone, then you'll be able to tap on that, and it will also, your phone will ring and tell you where it's at. Or on your phone you can tap a button and it'll tell you where your watch is at. Then you have your sleep monitoring. This is a file folder for your micro SD card. This is your Bluetooth notifier. And then here's your settings. Next page, you'll have your alarm clock, your email, Twitter, you'll have the internet, and this is your pedometer, and then your Facebook. The Facebook and the Twitter can't be used unless you have an active SIM card and a micro SD card installed, because it has to go and download these programs from the home site to be able to work on here. So it's not, only thing it's installed is the actual button, and then it installs later after you install active SIM card. Then you have the app that comes with it. Once you scan this with your iPhone or your Android phone, it'll go and get an app, and it's called BLE Notifier. And you'll also, on the side of the box, there's another QR code, and that will download a different program for fitness and stuff like that. So let's go back. I'll show you the watch faces. So we'll turn that off, turn it back on, and it's got 3 watch faces. They're just normal ones, not very impressive, but you know, functional nonetheless. So you double tap, and it'll give you the next watch face. Double tap, and that's my favorite right there. It gives you the date and the day of the week. And that's more dress, more of a military look, and casual. And then you push the home button and it turns it off. Push it again, swipe up, and it takes you back to the main screen. This will do 12-hour and 24-hour function. And the only problem that I thought I would have with it is that the buttons are so close. The setting and the messaging button are like right on top of each other, but I haven't had any problems with pushing them. So, you know, it's easy enough to go ahead and to do that. And then you have your dedicated phone button. But like I said, I have this paired with an iPhone 6s Plus, and I can make phone calls, and it sounds very clear. I mean, you would think the speaker wouldn't be that good, but it is. It's actually pretty nice. and I paired it with a cheaper Android phone, and everything worked just fine on it too. And the notifications come across, and but that's the only other functions you have is notifications with Android. Like I said, the Twitter and the Facebook, those are programs that you'll have to download, but only if you have a SIM card, active SIM card with T-Mobile or AT&T, and also to a micro SD card of at least 32 gigabytes. Okay, that's my review of the Oumax S6 Edge smartwatch. Like I said, it is compatible with iOS and Android. I hope it was informative, and please thumbs up and subscribe. And as always, everyone have a great week.